Rent was due today for many Canadians, and many Canadians probably couldn't make their rent. While the government's going to provide $2,000 a month, that check is not coming for days still. And even when it does come, in many cities, $2,000 a month isn't enough for rent. And while it might be a provincial, municipal jurisdiction, why hasn't the government stepped in at this point? Where it's helped homeowners, but it's not helped renters?
So that is a really good question. And it's something that we are very preoccupied by and focused on, both inside our own government and in our conversations with the provinces, many of which have taken real action on this front. And I do want to be clear that in this crisis, we are never going to quibble about what is a provincial responsibility and what is a federal responsibility. We believe and understand that the federal government has a responsibility to all Canadians and that the federal government has to provide leadership to the country. This is a really big economic challenge, and it is a huge health challenge. And so the way we have structured our work is to start with the health and safety of Canadians, to begin literally with the life and death issue. And that is 100% the right thing to do. And that is overwhelmingly the center of our work. Next has come an effort to do everything we can to help Canadians weather this economic storm and to ensure our society, our economy are able to come roaring back when the crisis is over. And we started in exactly the right place, which is doing what we could as quickly as we could to support individual Canadians. And that is what we have been hearing about from Carla and Jean-Yves today. The CERB $2,000 a month for people who can't work because of coronavirus or who have lost their jobs because of coronavirus. The Prime Minister announced just last Friday another huge step, which is the wage subsidy program. This is the biggest economic program the government of Canada has ever put into place. I want Canadians to really understand the magnitude of it. And that program is focused on keeping companies afloat and maintaining that essential connection between employers and workers. So important so that we can go back to work when this is over, and so important psychologically for people. And that was a huge, huge thing. Exactly the right thing to do next. The third thing, which we have done already, is provide huge liquidity support to banks and to the banking system. Also extremely important, and I really want, and that has been the work of our government and of the Bank of Canada. That is in place. Have we done everything that needs to be done? Absolutely not. Are there outstanding issues? 100%. Are we focused on them? Absolutely. When it comes to the specific question of rent checks being due, in addition to some concrete measures that we have seen taken by provinces and cities, which I commend, let me just also say to all of the landlords across the country, you have a responsibility too. In some places, eviction is not being permitted during this crisis, but whether or not that applies to you specifically, we are all in this together, and it would be a heartless act indeed to evict someone right now, given what we are all going through. Now, it is the case that for some landlords, they need to make mortgage payments, and they rely on rent to make those payments. And again, there we have been working with the banks and have taken some concrete steps to give people some breathing room.